Kia ora, Pisces. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Please like and comment and subscribe. It really helps me. This is your story line for today. Pisces, let's see what's going on for this full moon. And beautiful Aquarius. Let us see. And at the same time, I'll just put a card face down, a rock mineral crystal card that will pull out at the end that you can carry with you throughout your week. There's a little guidance. There's a little friend. Pop that face down. If you haven't joined me before, we always go through and clarify Pisces. So let us see. Interesting. We come out here with the Ace of Cups, a gift. Of course, being a cup, it's an emotional gift that we give form to. How expansive are we, or how expansive in the emotional realms can we be? I think we're feeling quite wide and quite generous at the moment, maybe, Pisces. We then have the card of adjustment, the card of Libra, where balance seems to be the priority. We're balancing, we've got the scales out, we're working with, not monitoring, but we're kind of seeking a level of holism to a point. Maybe looking at our how we do that in our life, you know, when are we at our most balanced? What is it? What are we doing when we feel like we have a lot of emotional things to give? What do we give to ourselves in order to be in that position, in order to be in this position, you know? So it's interesting. Certainly this particular card is a block to it, or to anything for that matter. Nine of Swords, a card of worry. You know, this incessant catastrophizing of things. It really is, it's easy to say it's pointless, but it is pointless. Nothing really comes of it apart from our own mental torment, you know, how we torment ourselves, Pisces. So the less of the Nine of Swords, the better. The less of waking up at 3 in the morning and worrying. You know, we can only change, we have control over ourselves. We can act upon things, but there are some things that we just don't have control over, you know. But one thing we do is our mind, Pisces. So that's a wonderful thing. It spurs us into the hermit, really. So going into some of those dark shadows, that where fear does exist. You know, we all have fear. And it's probably the biggest thing that stopped us from doing the things that we've wanted to in our lives. At various times, we can put it down to a fear, not wanting to be humiliated or whatever it happens to be, or whatever those things happen to be. But when we enter hermit mode, that is where we do this many times over in life. That is where we discover these new things, you know, whether it's new for you or not. I'm just saying that is the point at where we discover that. When we go inward, we take time out, we shine that light, we embark upon our own hero's journey to a certain degree. So let's look at the Ace of Cups for Pisces today. What is this Ace telling us? Well, it's telling us there's a new period, a new cycle beginning. Maybe one where you feel quite strong, You know, where you feel quite strong within yourself to be able to alter certain things, understand certain things, habits of thinking that don't serve you anymore. Some other card just fell out. So we get the universe, the world, to indicate this is a new beginning of possibly having more expansive ability to express emotionally, you know, and many other aspects to that. Let's look at adjustment, the balancing act here, and how we are able to do that in our life. Wow, we're getting some good aces coming out. So we're looking at adjustment. We've got the Nine of Wands. This is an archetype that we all have. And it really is generally about behaving or reacting defensively to things in the now, simply because it's a default habit, because we've done it in the past. It's almost as if the past presents itself to us again and again and again. It's not that that thing presenting to us is the same. It's that we react to it in the same way. Hence, we understand the machinations of our ability to shift our default behaviours. That's part of learning and growth. And so this Nine of Wands coming up to clarify adjustment, this idea of being balanced and whole, is to understand that default mechanism where we're literally, you know, reacting to something that doesn't exist in the present moment, if that makes sense. With that, we've got the Ace of Wands, taking the gift. We've got the opportunity. Whatever's going on in your life, I would say, Pisces, there's an opportunity here to, and we call this, you know, maybe call this the wounded warrior. I mean, it's sort of like, oh yeah, nothing's ever worked out in the past. It's never going to work out for me. But it is. It's a change of mindset. We have this on offer. This Ace of Wands, will, fire, vitality, creativity. We just have a choice to accept that or not. You know, accept a new way of being, accept a new way of you know, dealing with opportunities or things that challenge our own fear, Pisces, you know. So let us continue. Whatever way you look at it, the world appears. There's a new cycle happening or about to begin. Nine of Swords for Pisces, please. Nine of Swords for Pisces. Worry, what? I don't know why I'm laughing. Yeah, Nine of Swords, the catastrophic worry card. Worrying about things that haven't happened yet. Worrying about things that may well never happen. So we get the beautiful Three of Cups, celebration. This is getting together with people, social occasions, having fun, enjoying other people, enjoying the good feeling of it, of being around others, family, friends, all of that. And with that, we've got the Four of Cups. We get offered an extension beyond that three. But do we see it as an offering? Do we see it as an offering? Or it doesn't appear to be, so we overlook it, or it's out of our comfort zone, so we overlook it. these are the questions. Maybe, and obviously, not maybe, it's tied in with that Nine of Swords. Self-torment, I should be like this or I should be like that. No, you just be yourself, but within being yourself, be truthful about your own personal fears, Pisces, I guess. Now let's look at the Hermit. I've got a few here for the Hermit. Message coming through. Look, we start with this, another 8 of Swords, self-limitation. One can see that often this 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, the 9 appears because of this 8, because you do look at yourself maybe on a personal level in a very clear, truthful manner, and you know where you sabotage. This is about self-sabotage. It's about self-limitation in a nutshell. You're not bound here. You bind yourself. So we see that. The thing too, Pisces, we see all this when we go into our Hermit's, our hero's journey, The thing too is that you've got a lot of opportunities and a lot of options with the 7. With the 7 of Cups. What's going to take flight? What's mere fantasy? What's scary? They're all there. And I guess the problem with a lot of options is that it does get confusing sometimes. But we put our best foot forward. There's always a tipping. There's always a tipping of those scales. And then they right themselves again, right? But there's always a point here in where we go for something, And it's interesting because a lot of, it's interesting the differences between different decks. This is the Morgan Greer deck. It shows us opportunities and options that we can't discern in a Neptunian way. What is going to take off, or what is just a fantasy? We can't sort of discern, and yet all the 7s are about discerning. Opportunities, offerings, potentials. The Thoth deck, the 7 of Cups, is a fountain of water that is becoming stagnant because it's not actually moving. So, there's a lot of differences. I mean, it's the same kind of deal, isn't it? Lots of opportunities. Got 7 little fountains. But there's no decision being made, or we avoid assessing. We don't want to take a risk, or whatever it happens to be. And the water starts to get stagnant because it's not moving. It was designed to move. Anywho, then we have this Page of Pentacles, very reliable information. Nevertheless, a message. I see it as a message coming through. Interesting. So that actually shifts this. That you see something, yes, that's exactly it. I'm going for that and that because I know they're going to take flight. Or maybe I'm not going for any of it. I'm walking away to the 8 of Cups. You see what I mean? There's always a flowing development with cards. So let's get a Brian Froud, Pisces, Pixie and Fairy. Just as a wee glimmer. And this says it all. One card is the Guardian at the gate, because we are entering a new cycle. Guardian at the gate. We're just through here, Pisces. We're just going to pop out the other side. It's just uncomfortable in this tight spot. We can't see what's on the other side, but we are moving through it. So that's a wonderful thing. And that's right. We get lovely rock mineral crystal to take with you through the week. Let's have a look. We've got smoky quartz, dispels negative energy, home protection, earth connection, achieving career success. So that's a wonderful thing for you, Pisces. Pisces. A wonderful thing on that note. I hope you got something from this reading. Take good care over this full moon in Aquarius, very expansive. Should be quite a nice time. On that note, Pisces, ka kite. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.